through effective communication and public speaking skills. Thank you all. So, when you enter this platform, consider yourself as a member of CA community who enthusiastically learn, think, create, and communicate. In order to achieve this mission, there are certain guidelines to be followed by every student. Firstly, keep all the phones inside and make sure that it's in a silent mode. And second, whenever someone asks upon to speak, please refrain yourself from the touching upon the sensitive topics like sex, caste, creed, religion, and politics. Respect every speaker who puts lot of efforts and time to prepare and come up here. SICASA Speakers Forum welcomes all of you and expect everybody to come and participate. Coming to today's 220th SICASA Speakers Forum, theme of the meet, look up at the stars, word, endeavor, try hard to do or achieve something. Quote, look up at the stars, not down at your feet. Moving forward, I would like to request the person who is a semi-classical dancer and she is pursuing her articleship and sweet daughter, and also she loves traveling and black outfit. I hope you know she is none other than the present president of SICASA Speakers Forum, Sahana Lokesh.
Thank you so much, Bhaskar, for such wonderful introduction. Before starting the meet, we'll officially start the 220th meet of SICASA Speakers Forum. So it's seniors meet today, and I could see everyone with colorful dresses, traditional wears. It's so nice to see these happy faces this early in the morning, that is 8 o'clock. Of course, I was a little bit late for 5 minutes. No apologies for that.
10 minutes. No apologies because you are the boss.
Yeah. So today's theme, look up at the stars. There should be no boundaries to human endeavors. Look up at the stars. There is a beauty. There's a light over there which no shadow can touch. This is the famous quote by Stephen Hawking. Stephen Hawking grew up in a family with well-educated people. All of his parents, two parents, had college degrees, so education was very much important. But you know what? Stephen was not very interested in speaking or in education or learning. Even though until the age of 8, he was feeling some trouble in speaking and learning. But despite, there was something in him which all the teachers recognized. He was a genius deep inside. At the age of 17, Stephen joined Oxford University to study physics and chemistry. Believe it or not, he found it very boring and he was incredibly lazy at that point of time. He found that subjects were not worth studying. He felt that it is worth less to study and it's useless. It's a waste of time. He spent most of his time inventing new things because he was more fascinated about what was happening in the outside world rather than the theories or the subjects taught at the school. So his friends used to call him by the nickname Einstein. And yes, Stephen now has become an admired scientist ever. Next, after his Oxford University studies, he went to Cambridge University, where he continued his further studies in cosmology. And also, he felt very much boring while studying that too. But as time passed, there was some serious physical symptoms that he faced. He just neglected it initially. He used to trip and fall often. His voice used to get slurred. He was unable to speak properly. And he didn't think much about it. But this disease became worse rapidly. As time passed, he also met his future wife, Jane. And with her, later, he went through with a series of tests, medical tests. And he found out that he was in the early stages of amyotrophic lateral sclerosis. So it's a disease where part of his brain, which is responsible for muscle control, was shutting down. He, hearing to the news by the doctor stating that he has only few days left to live, that is only 2 years, at the age of 21, it was a disaster for him. When faced with the early symptoms of death, he realized that his life is much more worth living. He has so many things to do. And then he changed his mind. He motivated himself to achieve something. And now, Stephen Hawking is the most recognizable, is the most unique, and is the most admired scientist ever. His studies on black holes, his studies on origins of universe changed the way people thought about the science, about the universe. And the famous book, The Brief History of Time, was sold for more than 10 million copies. And this was the achievement of Stephen Hawking. He dedicated his entire life on his work. He was inspired by the early stages of his death. And you know what? Despite all these odds, he broke it all and he lived for 76 years. Miraculously, he lived 55 years more after his diagnosis. This is what that motivation that we should be having within ourselves. It's not that someone else motivates us and then we take up that one step to go forward. This motivation in ourselves is very much important. And Stephen has the best advices for living a happy life. That is, look up at the stars and not down at your feet. Make sure that you work harder because work is the thing that brings life to your living. And without work, life is just a life. It becomes empty. He also states that it's not just the determination, but you should be also humble, you should be brave, and you should break all the odds. Finally, there's one thing that he says, which goes like this. While there is life, there is hope. So our theme being look up at the stars. So we'll all make this one thing in our mindset that we'll always hope to the best. We'll always try to give our 100%, to give our 100% efforts, no matter what the results are. And today, we are doing the seniors meet, wherein I think we can find one of the best ever roles, one of the best ever speakers. And from that, we'll have some takeaway within us, some kind of hope that even we'll reach that stage. So stating this, I want to once again say the quote that is, look up at the stars and not down at your feet. Thank you. Now, without further ado, let us welcome the minutes reader of the previous meet, which was conducted on 20, when was it, Lavish?
What then?
Last meet date, 29th January 2023. So for this, let me welcome the minutes reader of today's meet, Lavish Singhvi. Vivek is there. Vivek. all around and I was unable to find you. All the best.
Minutes of the 219th meeting held on 29 January 2023. Commencement of the meeting. Scheduled time and actual opening time 8 a.m. Sergeant Terms, Divya SVA welcomed all the members and she explained the guidelines and code of the conduct. She also stated the theme, quote, and word of the day. Presidential address. The President, Sana Lokesh, delivered the presidential address in a captivating manner. She spoke on the theme, Article 17, by narrating an incident of her friend, not disclosing her caste. She concluded by stating, every human has to be treated at par. Master of Ceremony. Lavish Srinvi carried forward the meeting in a resonant manner. Prepared speech. Swati Maitrey gave a P1 speech. She spoke about her hobbies, childhood, and future goals. Mohan Kumar gave a P1 speech. He spoke about his family, interests, dreams, and the innovations he wants to do in his life. Sumitra Rajpurohit gave a P2 speech. She narrated the life story of Mirabai. She gave comparison of how Radha was treated as a lover of Sri Krishna, but not Mirabai, even though both had feelings towards Sri Krishna. Butterfly session. The butterfly session was handled by Aditya Jathar in a funny and interactive manner. He gave equal opportunity to newcomers. The current affairs session was handled by Sayugna. He covered the latest news in a nutshell. The general evaluator of the meeting was C.A. Vinod Raj. He gave constructive evaluation of each speaker and the entire meeting, outlining the areas that needed improvement. Winners of the meeting. Best prepared speaker, Sumitra Rajpurohit. Best individual evaluator, Ayush Lakotia. Best role player, Lavish Srinvi. Best listener, Nidhi. Best butterfly speaker, Jayant. The closing remarks was given by President Sana Lokesh. She expressed her gratitude to the general evaluator and participants for attending the meet and making it a successful one. Meeting was adjourned at 10 a.m. and there were in total 30 attendees for the 219th meet. Now, over back to the president.
Thank you so much, Vivekram, for that glimpse of what had happened in the previous meet. Now, without further ado, let us welcome the captain of today's meet. He was the vice president, ex-vice president for the past tenure, and he is the best ever motivator. He can influence people in seconds, and he loves it when people calls him as handsome. So, without further ado, let us welcome the captain for today's meet, Master of Ceremony, Aditya Kollapure.
Thank you.
Hello. Yeah.
Let President get settled down. I want the two ladies to take the front seat. Don't hide your faces. Yeah. No, come and join audience. Yeah. ನಮಸ್ತೆ ಸಸ್ತ್ರೀಯಕಾಲ ಆದಾಬ್ ಕೇಂದ್ರ ವಣಕ್ಕಂ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. Today's theme is look up at the stars. But why should we look up at the stars? Stars have come and I can see in front of my eyes. They say that stars are the landmarks of the universe. And you all who have been the landmarks, your performance has been the landmarks of SICASA Speakers Forum. I'm definitely going to be enjoying this session. I'm very excited for this magnificent session. Are you all excited? I can't hear that excitement with the volume. Yeah. So, We all are excited for this session, and definitely we are going to see the fireworks of performances. Definitely, you all are going to shine and become the best performance. This meeting is going to be the best. I feel it's going to be the best. And today we have the person who is the craftsman, the Sardar, the king, who has is one of the favorite amongst the general evaluators. Today I'm not going to talk the every normal thing, but I'm going here to talk about the story. I really want to like to hear the stories of these legends. Yes. So when I started this journey, he was my general evaluator for my first speech. That is the day, and this is the day, my friends. He has been the wonderful general evaluator. He is none other than Siddesh Reddy sir. He did a round of applause. Who was there to come on the stage and explain his role.
A very good morning to all the students present here. Nothing great, nothing great. I was general evaluator back then. I'm still general evaluator. But anyway, I'm here to be a backbencher. Like a typical backbencher, I take a laid back attitude, not doing anything great. People who have put in a lot of efforts will come to the stage and I'll only pass comments. I'll ensure that my comments is going to be loaded with some sort of advice which can be life changing. That is the intention with which I come to this forum. I respect this forum. This forum has given me a lot, and it is very happy to see students here. Students, my old friends, who have grown a lot by being there on the stage in this forum. Am I right? By being married in this forum. It's very heartening to see this amount of this number of students being present today. But like a typical backbencher, I would like to pass on. I would like to pass on my burden, ease my burden by requesting a couple of role players. The first role player would be grammarian. People here have prepared, they have been conscious of the word they're going to use. Word of the day is there, required to be planted. Theme of the meeting is also there, required to be used. So they're going to do that to be able to track, keep a tab on grammar. We've got a grammarian. May I request grammarian for today's meeting, Sushmita.
Good morning, everyone. I'm your grammarian for the day. Before I speak on my role, I want to give you some details about grammar. Firstly, grammar is used to form a meaningful sentence with the usage of appropriate word, so that the person to whom you're trying to communicate understands things in the same sense. Secondly, grammar and vocabulary are two different things. For you to form a grammatically correct sentence, you have to use an appropriate word rather than a fancy word. Now, to summarize on my role, I would be making note of good usage of words and expressions throughout the session, as well as not so correct or inappropriate usage of words. And here it is. I also wish the very best to all the role players as well as the prepared speakers. Thank you, and over to General Evaluator.
Thank you. I'm also equally grateful to Sushmita Narayan because we're all present. The next role taker we have is a timer. May I request Madam Survi Datta.
As a timer, I'll be noting down each and every speaker's how much time they take, including the commencement of the meeting till completion of the meeting. And for every prepared speaker, there is a time limit. Usually it will be 5 minutes minimum and 7 minutes maximum. But I don't know for what reason President Madam has changed the timings. Minimum it is 4 minutes and maximum 5 minutes. So at 4 minutes, I'll be showing you this card. I hope you can see this. I'll be sitting in front. So 4 minutes will be this. Okay, if you see a white sheet, then you assume it is at 4 minutes. Then 5 minutes card will be this. So this is a maximum limit. And for individual evaluator also, there is a time limit. Minimum of 2 minutes, maximum of 3 minutes. And for that also, the time sheet shall be shown. Minimum 2 minutes, maximum 3 minutes. For butterfly speakers, the time limit is minimum 1 minute and maximum of 2 minutes. But 3 times I'll be showing the time card, that is at 1 minute when you reach and 1.5 minutes when you reach, and the maximum you reach it at 2 minutes. So all the best for all the speakers. Ensure you did not exceed the time, but also ensure that you reach the minimum timings for the speaking. And at the end, when G calls upon, I'll give my report. Thank you. Over to G.
Madam Surbi donning this role of timer reiterates the importance of any and every role in this forum. The next role taker is Sandeep Sagar. May I request Sandeep to introduce the role?
Hi, been a while since I've taken stage. Uh, so this is how filler word seems like. Filler words can be divided into three parts. That is filler words, filler sounds, and filler phrases. So I'll be counting down filler words based on these, and it's better to give you a better evaluation. Filler words are created because of something called as hesitation theory. That is your brain trying to bridge the gap between your thought and your speech. So I'll be counting and I'll be evaluating how we do them. Thank you.
Sahana may be boss. We have big boss who is always listening. To take up the role of listener, may I please call upon Srivat sir.
Good morning, everyone. When you hear a song, you just hear the words, you hear the music. But when you listen to a song, you feel it, you immerse yourself in it. So today, I'll be checking how many of you are hearing to the meeting and how many of you will be listening to the meeting. At the end of the meeting, I'll pose certain questions. Whoever answers the most will be the best listener, and further guidance will be in the session. Back to Deepak.
For a person who has a conflict with orientation and GMCS, for a person who is not making it to BCTC, not making it to eloquent professionals, not going to many stages of public forums, this is a blessing coming to this forum. It is like homecoming. I cannot thank enough to my president who has invited me to this forum. I'll do my duty when called upon with this. I'd like to call upon the MC of today's meeting.
Are you all excited? I know I'm asking you again and again because I'm going to tell you some exciting stories of these stars. They are called stars for a reason. So moving on to the next section, Our sessions would be divided into three main parts. First is the prepared speech session. Second is butterfly session. And third would be the evaluation session. Coming on to the first session. First session is, I'm the first speaker. The first speaker, let me tell you about her. When I first saw her in the conference, I felt that she's already a qualified chartered accountant. The impact that she had on me as an audience, I saw her giving speeches, conducting herself on the stage. I feel like she is the best speaker that we have on this platform. And let me tell you, she is the greatest leader of her times. The reason why I tell this is because we have a crowd of around 30, 40 people now, but she was handling her sessions, which maybe I'm wrong. She would have conducted her session with just about 4 or 5 people. Those were the times Bhargav is laughing and smiling because he was part of those meetings. Is for the leadership. And I have got an opportunity to be her partner in crime in GMCS. So that was a greatest learning for me as a leader and working along with her. Please give a round of applause to Lakshmi Shah. So she comes on the stage, I cannot forget to call the individual evaluator of Lakshmi. This is the something which I want to tell about her. When she comes on the stage, when she comes, half of the crowd doesn't know what she's going to talk about. She is popularly called Dodamma or please give a round of applause to Sumi Shetty. I request Sumi Shetty to give the guidelines for the prepared speech.
Uh, there's no such guidelines. Like the theme of the day is look up at these stars simply because they set the bar extremely high. We're following a very basic guideline, which is OBC, very simple, most basic speakers can follow. All the best, Lakshmi. Guys, watch her. She has one of the most incredible languages. She has absolutely the wit to absolutely astonish anybody. So all the best. And yeah.
I would like to say one dialogue of a recent movie. उसी की पेटी बांध मुझे मौसम बिगड़ने वाला है.
Before I start, thank you very much for the warm welcome, and I'm really humbled. When life gives you lemon, make lemonade. 10 simple words. But when reality hits you, you're busy squeezing your lemon, you have a dozen of lemon coming towards you. Often it gets overwhelming. One thing, a fact that I have come across life, or a fact that each of us go through life, is that life just is going to get harder. Just look back. When you just learn to crawl, you are expected to stand. When you learn to stand, you're supposed to run. When you learn to run, you start your school. Just when you're getting used to school, you have your SSLC, your exams. You think that SSLC is the toughest phase. You have PUC, and you think PUC is a toughest phase. I mean, where's my life going? And after PUC, you have CPT. You enter CPT, and you think, okay, CPT is going to be tough, and I'm going to clear it. Oh, then there is IPCC waiting for you. Just when IPCC is done, you have articleship. When articleship is done, you have CA final. Just when CA final is done and you are relieved after your studies, you have your job. When you think the job is done and you're getting used to it, you have to get married. You have your personal life. When you think that marriage is going to be difficult, you have kids coming your way. Now, So the fact of life is that the next stage is going to be difficult compared to your previous stage. And as we go through this, at times things get overwhelming. Things get very difficult. I'm sure many of us would have had that phase in life where we are like, where are we heading? What is happening? I don't have time to process. I need a break. I want to run away from things. That is precisely when you have to run. A 2018 study conducted by Acute Psychology tells that running enhances your energy and your mood. Running is considered to be meditative. Running is considered to be therapeutic. Running builds your endurance. Running helps you endeavor through life. 2 months back, if you think that I never thought that I was one person who would promote running. Running was never my cup of tea. I was fine in doing every other exercise but running. Strength training was something that I loved. Everything started as a part of 15 things to do before you're 30. And one of the challenges was run half a marathon. Half a marathon is 21 kilometers. It is like running from Vasant Nagar to Electronic City. This is a pretty big challenge. It's not like just I can wake up one day and run 21 kilometers. It requires practice. And that is when I started running. Two of the major benefits that I got after running. One was it greatly reduces your negative thoughts. That 1 month when I was constantly running, the amount of negative thoughts in my mind was absolutely 10% or less than that. Normally, I'm on high level of emotions and there are a lot of thoughts, but running somehow grounded me. Second best advantage of running is your cardiovascular health. You don't need a treadmill test or an echo ECG to tell you that your heart is getting stronger. There's a syndrome called as runner's heart. Normally, or when all of us sleep or when we are in resting mode, our heart beats up to 60 beats a minute. But the same thing, you take it for an athlete who's been running, his heart beats for 50 or 40 beats a minute. The heart becomes more efficient as you run. If you think these are the only benefits of running, running has much more benefits than this. And that is precisely why a study done in 2018 found that over the period of 2008 to 18, 49.43% of people globally have started running. And a whooping 229% of these people are from India. The turnover from India is so much. Apart from this, a study has shown that you are less prone to fall as you get old if you practice running. So there are multiple benefits to running. So the next time in life, when you want to scarper, when you just want to leave this overwhelming feeling, take a sneaker and run. Thank you.
Performance. Am I sounding too loud? Okay. Thank you, Lakshmi, for this wonderful session of speech that you gave. I remember you giving the wonderful speeches. I have followed your all the speeches. I can tell you that I am someone who looks up to you as a speaker. Coming to the next speaker now, that person, can you guess? He is most famous personality amongst the young SICASA speakers. He has shown a real growth in terms of public speaking. When he came, I always feel that he's my senior, but I just went down the line of the timeline and thought that, do he really do? He's a senior? No, there was a time when I used to evaluate his speeches, and I can really tell you, I'm a proud evaluator to him now. The kind of speech that he gives is very exceptional. And that's why I call him a real star, a real person who has shown growth. Now, let's give a round of applause to the next speaker, Vinod Raj. Does it need guidelines, dear friends?
Who is that value?
Who is the evaluator? I don't know. Who is your evaluator? Okay. Oh, let's give a round of applause to Mr. Vishal. Let me tell you about Mr. Vishal. He was a person who was giving P4 or P5 when I gave my P1 speech. And let me tell you, I felt that I'm going to win as a best prepared speaker. But when I saw him giving speech, I said, shit, I'll lose. This is the kind of speech that he gives. And he, let me tell you all, who gave the idea of traditional dressing for this. He's the person who gave this idea. And look at him now. The way he expressed. The stage is.
So the person who the general evaluator of the day asked to evaluate the meet, what evaluation can I give? To a person who is very humble, who considers everything and every person from whom he can learn as his guru, what evaluation can I give? To a person who walks the talk, who actually embodies the phrase that our President APJ Abdul Kalam gave. If you want to be a star, burn like one. What evaluation can I give? All the best.
ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. Tell me, how many of you know Jim Courier? Courier, I tell you. He was a very successful tennis player in US. And he was a top seed in tennis for a prolonged period of time. And he gave a very beautiful explanation for the word difficult. He said, please understand, if it is easy, it can be done now. If it is difficult, it will take some more time. That is the only difference between easy and difficult. It is not that it cannot be done. If it is easy, it can be done now. If it is difficult, it will take some more time. And remember, my dear friends, great things, right things are difficult. And easy things are not always right. It is easy to binge, hard to work out. It is easy to lash out at someone, but hard to reconcile. Easy to hurt, it is easy to hate, hard to love. It is easy to consume by the negativity, hard to float in the clouds of positivity. Right things requires hard work. And your success, happiness, satisfaction is hard work. It just don't happen like that. It takes your time and efforts. See, if everything can happen instantaneously, there will be no value to it. Just see, there is a 2000 rupees note on the surface of the road, and you call it 1000 rupees. But if I dig 3 feet, and there is a 2000 rupees there, then you will call it what? Treasure. Both are same. But the labor of digging 3 more feet brings an enormous value to the whole thing. And the labor I'm referring here is your hard work. And it takes your time. Just like our CA course. It's not that we can't clear it. It's just that it takes your extra effort and time. My dear friends, endeavor is part of life. Striving is part of life. Struggling is part of life. The honesty, which is part of our personality. And the life will throw you endless opportunities by showing us materialistic gains. For being dishonest in just some of those moments. But to overcome all these temporary materialistic gains and to hold on the virtue of our personal honesty, personal integrity, it's not going to be easy. In fact, the entire transformation would have been difficult. But it is worth it. It's worth it. Taking up positive habits, giving up negative habits, it's going to be tough, it's going to be difficult, but it is worth it. In fact, the moment you start practicing good thing or non-doing, do you think it's going to be easy? No way, chance illa. Initial days, only drama will happen. Only drama. Just assume. Some of us have taken this annual gym membership on January 1st in the name of New Year resolution. And you have gone for only few weeks or few days. But for that preparation was next level. The day we decided to join this gym, that day itself we start thinking, which shoe shall I buy? Puma, Nike, Adidas. No, Virat Kohli is using Puma. I will buy Puma. And new water bottle, Decathlon tracksuits, full of planning, full of josh. And after the first day, we'll take selfies and we'll post it in the Instagram, Facebook, saying, I have done it. And we people generously would have given full of art symbols, likes, comments. But in reality, the resolution itself will disappear after 2-3 weeks, after 2-3 days. Why such short period? Because we don't want hard work, but we want immediate results. I hope you're getting my point. It's not a time to be serious. Everybody says that we want to achieve the greater things, we want to reach the highest things, we want to look up the stars. Where is the efforts? If you don't put your efforts, you won't expect the results. Today we can see the toughest, world richest man, world richest Elon Musk or something else. But we won't see their hard work. We just see that they're successful. We should see the hard work. Without hard work, there is nothing called success. That's what initially Jim Courier told. If it is easy, it can be done now. If it is difficult, it's going to take some more time. And difficult things are good things. Remember these things. If you want great results, put great efforts. That's all, nothing else. So remember, my dear friends, great things, good things, right things will always demand your time and efforts. Give it generously. Then nobody can stop you from achieving a different milestone in the journey of success. Dhanyavada. Nanu Vinodara.
Oh my God. I can now rightly say he is my senior. What an exceptional speech. I'm sure you are witnessing the fireworks of speeches, one better than the other, right? Coming on to the next speaker now. Now, I'm going to talk about that person who is someone I have had most of arguments with. I was vice president and he was my president. And Vinod told one thing that nothing comes without hard work. I have seen him working hard day and out when he was doing presidential role. He was running multiple roles in his life, and one of them was presidential role. I was fed up of his laid back style lethargy, but at one point of time, I really understood what he was going through. And definitely, he is someone who's known for his impromptu speeches. He never comes prepared on the stage, but you always feel like he has prepared it for a longer time. Without further ado, I would like to call my president, Mr. Bhargav, on the stage. To evaluate him, I would like to call that person. This story is really very interesting. When I attended my first speech, he was Sergeant at Arms, and I saw him a little bit nervous on that day. And definitely from that day till now, he has become the wonderful speaker. He was the past Sergeant at Arms of Vassa's tenure. Please give a round of applause to Anand Upadhyay.
Morning, everyone. Thank you for the cheers. Like, karma returns you back. I'm cheering everyone though. Cheers back. So, again, I want the speaker. No, we don't have any rules or regulations or objectives as such for the speech. I want the speaker to live in the moment, enjoy the moment, enjoy speaking, enjoy what he's passionate of, and rock the stage. Loud cheers for Barbara, please.
Think about value creation, not valuation. Good morning. How many of you want to become entrepreneurs? Raise your eyes. I said I, not eyes. Where are you? So if you are seeing nowadays around the startup hype, what? Because of lot of things going on in social media, especially this Shark Tank, the famous Shark Tank and the famous word of Doglapan. And everyone here to go into the train and start running, to start their own venture and do innovations. And that is what everyone is promoting. If you see, even the government of India is promoting Startup India by giving a lot of benefits. It might be under Income Tax Act or other acts as well. But today I just want to talk about real picture of Startup India. What is startup culture is all about. When you say startup, you listen a lot of fancy words like valuations, innovations, tech, this boom, incubators. But think of it. Is it value creation? Just think what is going to happen. People are rising billions together, and it's not a value creation they are creating. It's just a burning the cash. And they have a famous word for that, saying cash burn. And this is how you are seeing in the startup ecosystem. What is real nature of business they are doing? People are saying we are developing the apps. We are just solving the problem. The important and the more fancy word I saw in the Shark Tank. What is the problem statement? Because everyone wants startups to solve the problems. But in real, they are just wasting the funds. I'm not saying each and every person or each and every startup is going through that phase. But if you see majority, 90% of startups are burning the cash. And in the name of value creation, just they are making a valuation game. If you see what is the value creation for startup, it's just pulling the sales of Excel to the infinite and valuations are created. And that is the valuation game which you are seeing. And only for the designation founder is became a fancy. What do you want to become? I want to become a founder of some startup. And the things growing around it, if you just look and analyze, people benefiting from it are the companies which are incorporated in the US. Do you know what is the major expenses in the startup community or a startup? Anyone? Marketing cost. And all the marketing money flows to Facebook and the Amazons of the world. And money is getting as a funds in India from US and it's routing back to US. That is what whole ecosystem is created. Do you think startup will work out? Do you have that confidence that they will build a sustainable business model which will last forever? If you see our traditional business houses like Tata's and Birla's, they started their empire building from 18th or 1900 centuries. And today, they have big houses. As my co-speaker said, it takes hard work to build the empire. It takes lot of innovation, lot of mind working to create a big empire. And if you see, they incorporated the company in 2018, and by 2021, it's a $3 billion. Just the valuation is gone up like that without going your profits. And that is how startup is building. As a chartered accountants and future chartered accountants, it's our duty to educate people about what is real sustainable business, what is employment generation, what is the value creation. So I hope we will do in our journey to become a better professional, and I feel this is our social responsibility to educate people what is sustainable business model. Thank you.
I was damn sure that he's going to speak on something like concepts related to finance. He's rightly called as the Warren Buffett of this session, SICASA Speakers Forum. Now, I would like to call that person because of whom I was inspired to come to this SICASA Speakers Forum. Great speaker is just an understatement for him. He is someone who I look up to as a speaker. I want to share one story that I have want to tell you all. He is someone who I get evaluated from, and before I give any speeches, he is the person who I call and I get my speech evaluated. There was a time when he was giving, if I'm not wrong, P9 or P10. He told me to see his speech and give him suggestions. That time I felt like, oh my God, I have really seen myself growing, but after this thing, I really felt like, yes, I have grown to that extent that I should give inputs to him. Without further ado, I would like to call the man of the moment, the great speaker, Srivastava GM. To evaluate him, I would like to call another star. I would like to introduce her a bit later. So please give a round of applause to Divya Someshwar.
This is a great moment. Now that we have all the stars speaking, the evaluation for this one is pretty simple, but it is simple for a speech star. He gave an amazing speech. The OBC, what we're going to follow is a very simple guideline of OBC: opening, body, and conclusion. So I give it up for what's up. There's nothing more complicated for a simple and an amazing start. Speech.
I'll give it a thumbs up. Oh, finally, my exams are done. Let me have some refreshments. What's up? You have some courier over there. Please check it. Okay, I'll just check it. CA students union, who? What's up? Come on. You were exaggerating the session. You were not that intense to see the CA student journal during that particular time. Come. Why did I mention CA students journal? It was in May 2018 when I just came back from my examination and took up the CA student journal and wrapped up to the puzzle page, and behind it, it was National Talent Hunt. That was a day which is a memorable one for me because I damn it wanted to participate in that particular contest. Somehow did everything and got enrolled to it. 2 days before the contest, I got a message from my mentor. Hey, you have SICASA Speakers Forum present in that same venue at 8 a.m. on that same particular day. Why won't you take a chance and come and attend? I was like, okay, during that particular time, I was an annoying person for that person who used to text like hell and squeeze her brains like anything. It's none than for Lakshmi. I think she could resonate what I'm speaking over here. I used to ask all damn stupid questions for her. Then I attended the forum. That's there. My journey of learning started. That is, understanding is bound by trust and respect. It was in May 27, 2018, when I attended the auspicious 59th meeting of SICASA Speakers Forum. It was a day where I enjoyed a lot with trust, respect. The concept of understanding was taught to me by SICASA Speakers Forum. With that, I decided myself to give my first icebreaker ever in English in the forum at 60th meeting. The first lesson I learned is understanding the concept. Fear is reaction, courage is decision. Do you know who is Ralph C. Smedley? Yes. Do you know who is Indian Ralph C. Smedley? Yes. May I know the answer, please? Yes, it's none other than late distinguished Toastmaster C.A. Subramaniam Chittu sir. Because of him, we all are here today. It was a day in orientation for me where he was the person who was going to take the session. It happened in RCR branch where he gave some activity to everyone and he just called me, what's up, come here. I just went up and asked him, so I know for what you called upon me for. I just mentioned, he told me, what's I heard about you many things from Lakshmi, would you like to take up the role of president? I was like, for this person, president, doing a small work itself is unable to do. President, oh God, will he do it? And thousands of scenes, millions of movies in short time, God pass upon for me, will I be able to do? I was like, inside, oh, why did he call me? Outside, I was so serious like this. Later on, I told, yes, sir, I will take it and do to my best. That's where I learned the second lesson, that is courage. Coming together is beginning, keeping together is progress, working together is success. When Lakshmi handed over me on 75th meeting, the presidential role, I was damn happy. Inside, I was damn scared. I had a team with bunch of, there were stars literally. We fought together. We shared our thoughts together. We experienced each and everything together, from an unknown friend to be a family. A day without a text with all of them is not completed. That's where it taught me how to work together and how to be in a team. That's what SSF taught me, the third lesson. These are the types of three which I learned from SSF. My dear friends, life is like a seesaw game. The way you balance matters a lot. Purandara Dasaru mentioned, Adatalla Uditayaitu, meaning what happens, happens for good. Collating all this temple of speech is providing you an opportunity to showcase yourself. Don't miss out that particular opportunity. You are provided with this wonderful platform. Once I look back for what I am today, the journey of SSF has its 75%, and just 25% is what my effort is. You all are here to learn, excavate, and enumerate yourself to be a great speakers tomorrow. You are provided with an opportunity. Don't miss out. Take it as your passion and follow it. My dear friends, opportunities are like ice creams. Taste it before it melts. Signing off, Srivatsaji and over.
What a speech, man. What a speech. What's up? Same shirt. This is how, someone whom you idolize. So, universe also conspires. So, I hope you all have enjoyed this session. Yes, you have enjoyed. Now, coming on to the next session, this butterfly session. I hope all of your butterflies in the stomach have got activated. And to conduct this session, we have another star, a star in a real sense. Why I call it like that is because now you would see many of our promotions going. We are doing a video promotion. Let me tell you all. This person is someone who has started this video promotions of SSF. And secondly, she has been the first person to conduct the GD session for all of us. She has been the treasurer in Bhargav's tenure, and she is a wonderful speaker and a very close friend. Please give a round of applause to Harmita.
Magnificent as always with that introduction, Aditya. Thank you. Distinguished delegates, fellow speakers, and to all my cohorts in the rendezvous, a very good morning to one and all. I welcome you all to this very interesting session today. Butterfly session is an opportunity to all of us. Be it if you're a seasoned speaker or whether you're starting this day itself. It helps us to overcome our nervousness, hone our public speaking skills. It taps into your wit, your creativity, and your alacrity to come on this stage and shine in the spotlight. To articulate and to deliver your speeches with confidence, panache, and eloquence. As your butterfly session master, I will give random topics to a speaker. That chosen speaker will come onto the dais and speak for a minimum of 1 minute and a maximum of 2 minutes. Now, as we have 3 golden rules for accounting, we have 3 important elements for a good speech. One is your body language. The confidence and your command of over your body portrays how good you are with your subject. Second is the tone. It is a tool how you connect with your audience. The third is the content. You can use any structure you want. PREP method, that's point, reason, example method, pros and cons method, or you can use any other method, but remember to enjoy your session. Now, without any further ado, let's begin our session in 10 seconds. Let's have a countdown. 10,
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go.
Okay. So the first topic is traditions is peer pressure from the dead. Sorry, tradition is peer pressure from the dead. And for this topic, may I call upon Ayush. Thank you.
Traditions are peer pressure from the dead.
Good luck.
Wow, what a topic. I just told her what a topic. I wish I could go for it. And she called me. Thank you. Honored. All right, so traditions of peer pressures from the dead. I disagree. What I would say is traditions are passed on from us by our ancestors, and those traditions have a lot of value in them. And if you let me give you an example of such a tradition. What I can think of is, let's say, but could anyone give me an example of a tradition which you think is, which you think you don't agree with? Let me talk about that.
Anyone who doesn't like the traditions?
Caste system. Caste system is a nation.
Caste system is a tradition. Wow. I mean, but okay, so what happened in the caste system was they were trying to divide. Castes, see, all traditions are not. I'm not followed away. But what the caste system was trying to tell us is they divided us amongst about 4 different sects and to come over the good ones and I. Alright, so not all traditions are supposed to be followed over with, but again, they aren't peer pressure per se. Caste systems, again, ruined my speech. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay.
It's a group of traditions. Each
Again,
caste has a different.
exactly. So they had different caste systems were done according to professions, right? They weren't just for people who are. They weren't given to anyone and any. Or, oh my God! Yeah, exactly. It was given by birth. It was assigned to you by a profession. But again, profession doesn't define who you are and shouldn't define who you are. So not every tradition should be followed of it. But most of the traditions, let's say wearing ethnic, today most of us are born ethnic, which is also a tradition. And today we follow so many other traditions such as celebrating festivals. How many of us can agree that India comes together when we celebrate festivals? Yes. Thank you, Shanoy. And it unites us even though we are so diverse. All of us come together when let's say it's Diwali festival or Holi or Ramzan. Even if it's Ramzan, every single person celebrates it like it's their own. And all traditions are not supposed to be followed over with, but most traditions, most traditions are not peer pressure, but it should be followed with. And I'm so glad that our parents have instilled that into us and have taught us the value of these traditions, wearing ethnic, speaking the language, connecting to the motherland, and not just running away the first opportunity you get to a foreign country for earning a little more money, instead serving the nation with a little more pride and respecting your traditions, Vishal. Thank you.
Thank you for that, Royesh. Next topic is for Aishwarya. Aishwarya. Start off with an easy topic since she's a newcomer. Music feeds the soul.
First time to this meeting, myself Aishwarya, and morning to all. So, the topic, the music feeds to all. I'm not a great music lover, but many of you will be very much aware or very much fond of the music and kind of very much conscious and very much nervous. Sorry. Going forward, everyone are very much fond of music, and there are many much options or the choices we find in music, say from the classic or the western or hip hop, many more to go. So definitely their routine life, everyone will listen to the music for at least half an hour or 1 hour as soon as they wake up. So after having the clearing my CA final examination, I was not very much fond of the music, and after having the hectic life, I started to listen as soon as I wake up for the Supramati MS Subbalakshmi, to make sure that I have the peaceful start. So that has impacted my life. Kind of not like I wake up, I listen to that, and I have the great energy. But slowly or later, I have that much of impact to my life. I can see it, I can sense it. So this is what the music has done to me in the last 2 or 3 months in my life. And going forward, I think music can heal many, and music can find peace in many of you. So thank you.
For the next topic, may I call upon Chandana, yes. The topic is, you just won the Oscar, give us your winning speech. Won the Oscar award, give us your winning speech.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Chandana, and my topic is I won an Oscar award, and I should give my farewell speech or the winning speech. Firstly, I would like to thank everyone for giving me an opportunity to showcase my acting skills and for winning an Oscar award and for also for voting. And don't know what to say. I thank my parents for giving me an opportunity to showcase my skills, even though I wasn't that good at acting. They supported me in every stage, and what if everyone help us? I would like to thank my mentors who encouraged me in every part of life and to show what the original acting is, how to come over the stage fear of whatever I achieved. Thank you.
So the next topic is, no one is as successful as they're on LinkedIn, and no one is as beautiful and happy as they're on Instagram. This topic goes to Rahul.
Oh.
I repeat, no one is as successful as they're on LinkedIn. No one is as happy or beautiful as they're on Instagram.
Thank you, Butterfly Master. Very good morning to everyone present here. Well, I guess I can relate to this topic because I, as an individual, I'm off Instagram. Actually, I don't use Instagram as a social media platform. And yes, I believe that people, this is just a personal opinion that maybe people believe that they are much, people, especially Instagram, right? It's a highlight reel of someone's lives. We only look at, the good parts of it, the great parts of whatever they're doing. If they go for any if they have great accomplishments, good for everyone. Hope everyone has a good life. But when certain people are going through certain things, when you come across certain things on Instagram or social media, it tends to set us back a little bit to, because we as individuals are just wondering what are we doing with our lives as such. So when it comes to this topic, again, when it comes having social media as a whole can be used for the betterment of people as well as it can have its own negative effects as well. But if we, as people, just make sure that we do not need a platform which has been set up in the United States of America to live our lives. It should not be that a platform as such should not dictate how we should live our lives, or somebody else doing something else should not dictate as to how we should be doing in our own lives. So if there is something that we all should look forward to, is just push forward as as Vinod Raj sir he stated, just work hard, just do your own thing, just focus on your goals, and then you don't have to worry about an Instagram or a LinkedIn to justify who you are as an individual as such.
The next topic is,
Imagine yourself to be a princess who's decided to be a nun, renouncing the whole of your 2,500 crores assets. Imagine yourself to be a princess who's just renounced her 2,500 crores assets to become a nun. For this topic, may I call upon the senior? Any senior volunteers? Any seniors? Yeah, anyone?
I read this long back somewhere that eventually life is going to teach you to leave all the attachments. Now it is your choice whether you take it right now and detach yourself, or whether life forces you to detach yourself. I think if I was a princess with 2,500 crores, and if I have, anyway, one of my life goals is enlightenment. So I think I would happily renounce my 2,500 crores and would probably go to a Bodhi tree, sit under it, and start meditating. Out of the 2,500 crores, what I would essentially do is start building more and more ashrams, or start the Gurukul system. That was our traditions. One of the things that we have unfortunately left is this Gurukul system. Every one of us come to that point of time in your life where you need some mentor. And Gurukul system was exactly that. It would give you the guru that was needed. So maybe out of that 2,500 crores, what I'm going to do is, as I take up this nunship, I'm going to ensure that the Gurukul system comes back. Thank you.
With the time constraints, we come to the end of this session. I thank all the speakers for this wonderful session, and over to MC.
I hope you all have enjoyed the session. Yes. Now, I would like to call upon that person who I did introduce before. So let me tell about the star. The star quality is that she is known for multitasking. She has a record in her name. Can you, any one of you guess? Yeah. She's the only person who has given 2 projects in one session. And I dare anyone to break this record and give 3 speeches in one session.
No starts. No starts.
Please give a round of applause to Divya Someshwar. He is going to conduct current affairs session for all of us. Over to you.
Good morning again, everyone. So it's current affairs session, but first I want to emphasize on the home grant. Like a huge congratulations and an amazing thing that the current forum is doing. I really want to appreciate their efforts. First, round of applause for them. And one of our those who saw it actually going really well. We really congratulate the home grant first. So outside home grant. So I'm in charge for current affairs. So the current affairs emphasis that I want to put across today is the budget. So the union budget, I don't know, I think this is the first session that we're having after the budget has been announced. So I think the budget holds more emphasis. So the union budget this time was the shortest budget speech that Nirmala Sitharaman has given after her 2020 speech, which is around 2 hours, 17 minutes. That was 2020. Right now, it is like 1 hour, 31 minutes that she delivered. So there were not a lot of emphasis, but
the main thing was the income tax lab. So I'll go through the emphasis that she's given overall. So the changes that have come in the income tax thing is now, as of now, income tax 5 lakhs. If you had like 5 lakh, you don't have to pay the amount anymore. So in the new budget, the rebate limit has been increased to 7 lakhs. So you don't have to pay tax. I mean, if you're only opting for the new regime, yes. So that's the change that we have. And the old regime and the new regime, what are the changes that have come? Is that in the old tax regime, there was a standard deduction of 50,000, right? And now in the new tax regime, you don't have that standard deduction of 50,000. So you don't get any exemptions there. But one more thing is, you can deduct a part of your house rent allowance that was there. You can claim a deduction there. But in the new tax, you pay the tax for whatever income that is that you're making. So there is no ATC, there is no ETD. So those are the changes that have come across. But let me also take you across to what India is planning overall. So there was this one thing where the budget allocations that I've come across. So whenever anybody, if you are investing in shares, I'll tell you the budget scheme that's allowed for this one. So Ministry of Defense, there is 5.93 crore lakh that is being assigned for Ministry of Defense, all of those, the budget allocation that come across. And then we also have Ministry of Railways, as 2.51 lakh crore that is being assigned. So, and also shares that you guys can put more emphasis on is about the railway. So the road transport, highways, so all those shares, IRCTC apps, maybe you guys can actually take a look at it. Have it on your watch list. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying to invest. Please, that is, I think, market. Okay, so that's more emphasis that is being put there. And then green growth is what the current budget is putting more emphasis on. So India is to grow at 7% in the current year is what the budget is allocating. And apart from that, we also have emphasis on digital India, which means UPI. They're making more emphasis on the UPI transaction that we have. Digital India program is being emphasized. Apart from that, we also have chemicals and fertilizer. There is 1.78 lakh crore being assigned there. So chemical stocks, fertilizer, you guys can pay attention to. Again, subject to market conditions. Also emphasis on rural development as well as consumer affairs and public food distribution. So those they're paying more attention to. I think I can also, yeah, one more thing that I have to share is if any of you made investments in US stocks, this is something that you have to watch out. Like let's say it's for example, Salesforce or any other company that you will be paying more attention to. So there was the bank or the dealer will collect 5% tax at source if only you're investing more than 7 lakhs. But right now, in this scheme that they have, irrespective of the amount, they collect 20% of tax. So let's say you're investing 1 lakh. So 20,000 would go, would be taken away immediately. So that is a change that has come in the foreign investment tax. So that you just have to watch out. But otherwise, I'm not saying you to not invest. And rich tax, there is a 5 crore that is, so if you have an income of more than 5 crore, hopefully we do it in the future. So then also 30% surcharge, 37 surcharge, but now it is come to 25%. Yes. So those are the changes that have come. So I believe as CS students, you all would have paid attention to. And thank you so much. It was a pleasure to.
I felt like more of a senior class when she gave a DT class. I went in some DT class when she gave her current affairs session. Kudos to her for covering the highlights of budget. Now, we are heading to the last session for which we are most excited and awaiting for. without a further ado, I would like to call the Sardar, the king of the session, CA Student Gandhi sir, to evaluate the entire meeting. Please give a round of applause.
Aditya is not required to prompt my fellow friends, people in the audience, to give a round of applause because they are going next level. Anyway, great meeting. Never before in the history of SSF or BCTC and Toastmasters, elected professionals have had at least 100 instances of putting a smile on the face. Very nice. Thoroughly enjoyed it. It was a Sunday well spent. We started at 8:15. It reminds me of the book which I read yesterday. There have been instances in the past wherein every day I ask my phone, Siri, to set alarm at 4 a.m. in the morning. I don't set it on automatic basis. I make it a point to bring about a conscious intent, a deliberate intent is put in. I want to wake up at 4 a.m. It is not just Siri telling me, it is me telling Siri. But today, I made it a point to set alarm at yesterday night, alarm at 5:30 in the morning. That's because I'm reading this book called as Full Engagement, wherein enough stress has been put on rest and recovery. Having been a person who is behind this mindset of working 18 hours, toxic work ethic or intense work ethic or great massive action, that's been my approach ever since. But yesterday, there has been substantial change in my mindset. Rest and recovery is also important. 5:30. 5:30 because SICASA speakers for them. Otherwise, it would have been 8 o'clock or 7 o'clock. Anybody who comes across this particular tip in this book, maybe they would continue to have some sort of laid back attitude. But what is also stressed in that book is you should bring about this stress in whatever you do after the rest and recovery. For example, if you're going to gym, you got to put stress on your muscle, only then it will grow. Similarly, after rest and recovery, when you're focusing, you got to put in a lot of stress, only then you will grow. 8:15 reminds me of this stress. We're putting a lot of stress to ensure that we start this meeting in time, on time, and also ensure that we end this meeting in time. I would sincerely place a request to everybody in this class, once in a while, make it to this meeting called as BNI. Every second in that meeting is monitored, and there is always this timer which is put up here. I don't know how many of you have noticed the agenda comes with minute by minute schedule. It should not go off track because we are all CA students. Because we are all present here in this ICF forum. That is my first feedback to all the organizers. It is okay to come late, fashionably late, but still, it is important to start on time. Whether or not people are there, Bhaskar was there in this class, he could have started off. You could have ensured that he played the flute for 50 minutes. What a nice move, my friend. Certain times, it was very soothing to hear. Early mornings, Sunday, 8 o'clock. Nobody has done that in the past. Ramlal sir says he is present. Ramlal sir says opening is important. So I try to break my head as to what is that we can plan in opening to make it interesting. Bhaskar has shown us the way. Flute. Every jatra I used to visit, every fair I used to visit in the past, I used to get one flute. And only I could play the music in my mind. I was trying to do voice modulation with flute. Very nice, my friend. The protocols, you did justice. The role which you had, you did justice. Made them say it. The mission of the SICASA Speakers Forum. Not just you saying it, you made them say it. That's also a masterstroke in my humble opinion. You could have added a little bit of spice to the theme of the day, which is there. Otherwise, the role per se, my friend Bhaskar has done great amount of justice. Having spoken to you on Monday, it was nice to see you again on Sunday. Nice. He deserves a lot of applause and for the flute which he played. He deserves something else. What is that? The second person, authority who came to the stage is President Sahana. No doubt her presence on the stage was very authoritative. The movement on the stage, the body language, the way she spoke, the message she had about this famous personality by name Stephen. We all know that despite that, she held our attention when she was there on the stage. That's a presence she has. More importantly, what I like the most is the way you impose the authority. What is that she did? What is that one word? What a nice thing to do. By the president. Very nice. That is how you have to be. I am the boss, I can do this. That is how it has to be. I look up to you. It again reminded me of this book called as 48 Laws of Power. How many of you have been exposed to this book? Only about one student? Please grab a copy on Amazon. It will be worth it. It will be a different person. I could see that on the stage when you're there on the stage. 48 Laws of Power. What a nice phrase you employed. And lavish versus Vivek. It did this when you're there on the stage. It did this. Lavish versus Vivek. It brought smile on everybody's face. Being unapologetic also brought smile on people's face. Also imposed authority. What more can I expect, madam, from the president? So well done. She deserves applause and whatever delay that could be attributed to Madam President has been undone because of the preparation, because of the efforts that have gone into organizing a meeting like this. The first invite which I got for this event is 15 days back. And the last reminder which I got is maybe a few hours back. That is the amount of efforts which people put in, and we all bear the fruits of this labor. Okay, the students who made it here, they're not students. They are my mentors rather. They are the stars we were referring to. That is the fruits of labor which are going to bear by putting in a lot of stress by being organized and manner. Keep it up. I look up to you. Keep it up. Minutes reading done by my good friend, my neighbor, Vivek Ram. The role required him to have no emotions. We had no apology, and then we had it required. The role required him to sport a very straight face, and you had nothing less than that. The role also required you to not stumble, not bring in fillers. There was only one instance of you stumbling when you're there on the stage. Very small thing, minor thing which can be just brushed aside. And the role also required him to bring about some sort of seriousness. And you did exceedingly well, my friend. Keep it up. Were you there in the last meeting? That was evident from your conduct. That's nice to see Vivek Ram. Keep it up. He deserves my thanks. No doubt the most excited person, the most energetic person will deserve good feedback in the end. I now request, because the AC is not functioning because I'm wearing blazer, just to get some additional time leaving. May now request evaluator for the first speaker. We had Madam Lakshmi. It was a pleasant surprise to see Madam Lakshmi on the stage. And it will be equally heartening to see her evaluated on the stage because she has won. She has won national level. That is a national level competition. Please, let's welcome.
Well, honestly, I have no words because I felt that the entire speech went so quickly. I didn't have anything to note down itself, and that by itself is such a is one of the most exemplary signs of a great public speaker. Whether you're given 5 minutes, 7, 10, if you're able to captivate their attention, leaving your audience wanting for more, you've definitely achieved your target market. Like I said, one of the points I've written is it was completely relatable. I think from the very beginning, you used a very strong literary device in terms of an analogy and metaphor, and then you took it to your informational style, which was brilliant. You have obviously vocal variety, your tone, pitch, pace, and it was all perfect. I didn't, when you needed to emphasize, whenever you needed to enunciate, wherever you have to elucidate on something, you did it, and it was effortlessly beautiful to sit there and take back. Eye contact, of course. I think when you're addressing a large gathering like this, we do tend to look at all individuals, and you manage to not only convey a sense of emotion, but you also elicited a response from your audience members, and that's just amazing. Because when you're able to gauge their reaction, and you're able to get a reaction from them, you know that your point is getting across. You fully integrated your physical gestures, body movement, again, completely self-assured with the audience engagement. If you look at all the other speakers, there was a question that was thrown out, and that was something where you didn't even need to do it. And again, that's just something that you know is great as a absolutely wonderful speaker. You're a proficient orator. There's nothing I can actually give as a feedback, but something I do want to actually point out is she's been here since like the very beginning of SICASA. To come back, it just marks her humble, like her modesty. And I thank you, Lakshmi, because it's not just setting the bar and leaving the backend, but you come back constantly as mentors for us. So thank you truly. I think we all got to learn a lot from you in that sense. Thank you.
That was national level evaluation. Coming down to Bangalore level evaluation. Not just Bangalore, some PR marketing. Lakshmi spoke about running. There was instance of a sprint in her speech. She said, just when I was done with the 10, we have 11, and then 12. Just when I was done with CPT, we have IPCC finals, marriage, and wife. So the pace at which you spoke, the way you delivered this, it came with a lot of impact. It was beautiful to see you when you were there on the stage, man. Lakshmi also, in a very beautiful manner, narrated. She wanted to speak about the importance of running. Little did I know that she will start from the sprint she has been doing since childhood of all the phases of life. And then I thought it is going to be a little reference. It was actually the reference when you made it to the running. And having done it for about a month, it gives you authority. I always emphasize speakers being boss when they're on the stage. So that gave you authority. In addition to that, there is one sentence which I will held on to it. It is a loaded sentence, in my humble opinion. You said, as per study. I do not know what study it is, but as per study, the moment you said it, study gave you authority. It is called as appeal to authority, as you respect from my side. In 2018, the study was conducted in 2018. A logo, a logic element that was introduced. And then you said 49% of them are going to. That is also appealing to emotion. You wanted to persuade audience to imbibe this habit of running and using logos, pathos, and ethos. You have effectively convinced. Not just a round of applause, not just thing, but at the end of your speech, I mean, after listening to your speech, we'll all end up running. Thank you and appreciate. That's all. Both Lakshmi as well as Siri Shetty. The second speaker who was there on the stage, was floating on the stage, is Vinod Raj. His speaker is going to be his speech is going to be evaluated by the person who is always grounded on stage. Flying versus grounded. That's welcome. It is some sort of clash of titans.
Now I have the fire. There was water before, now we have fire over there.
How can I be at home?
We had been also previously, thanks to Bhaskar. We share a brotherly bond in that we both like that instrument very much. Now coming back to the evaluation, I would like to focus on few things which are often very overlooked. And these are fundamentals. These are fundamentals that can apply to any particular speech. Doesn't have to be this particular forum, doesn't have to be a professional setting, doesn't have to be explaining a particular technical topics. You can do it anywhere and perhaps you should. Before I do that, can I just ask the timer what time it took?
5 minutes, 7 seconds.
5 minutes, 7 seconds.
7.
7 seconds. Okay. The allotted time was 4 to 5.
4 to and 30 seconds.
Right. So this shows the one of the most important thing that a particular speaker should focus on: time. You can talk and 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 talk, talk and 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 talk. How much of the talk will be called communication? I doubt. Now Vinod has taken 5 minutes, 7 seconds. 7 seconds is negligible. Apart from that, there's also technical grounds of 30 seconds grace. Adhering to time limit is one of the most and is one of the best things that you can do as a speaker. Congratulations on that part. You started very strong, and I always advocate this. This is a personal bias I have. I will not hide it. You started with namaste, staying grounded, staying true to the culture, participating in the Indic Renaissance is supra everything. It is the best form of national service that any person can provide. It is embodied by Vinod Raj. Starting with again fundamentals, I will focus and emphasis on this word fundamentals, 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 and fundamentals and fundamentals. This is what makes a star a star. I told you when I was asked to give an evaluation or the guidelines for evaluation that he is a person, he is a star who follows the fact that every star has to, if you want to be a star, you need to burn like one. And that was shown in all the fundamentals that he followed. He was very confident on stage. His eye contact was well noticed by everyone. His pauses were highly effective. His body language was something that all of us should move towards, work on. Memes are relatable way of talking. You know, anything you want people to follow, you have to make it cool. You, for example, this day, when everybody is asked to come in ethnic wear, you say that it's going to be a contest, it's going to be a competition, that whoever wears the best ethnic dress will receive a particular prize and will be posted on all of SICASA speakers forums, social media platforms, and then it becomes a competition. That's how you speak to Gen Z, our generation. Not, I mean, including this and so those are things that are very, very fundamental, often very overlooked. You can see that in this also, he came with national level and he went to care market. It's pan India, and pan Bangalore also. So those things you need, all of us could observe in that. Voice modulation, he went low, but it was audible. Audience engagement, constantly asking questions, getting that feedback is fairly important. He kept to the theme. Came back to Jim Courier's thought. Started with the Jim Courier's quote and he ended with Jim Courier's quote. He had a very strong closing in that. Nothing to add but admiration. All the best, mate.
Thank you, my friend, for the wonderful evaluation. Acknowledging presence of my mentor, ever grateful to you. I do not know whether you were online, but I make it a point.
Online.
Online viewers, I think traveling to this particular place.
That I know.
I did take your name, sir.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Raj, yesterday the book which I was reading had this key theme. What they wanted to advocate is entire world revolves around this oscillation. Everything is oscillating. Like the day comes, then night comes, so sunrise, sunset, winter, summer. That is how it is. Similarly, it is should not always be one. It should always also be work and rest. I could see traces of that, instances of that in your speech. You said it is always easy to binge, but it is hard to do XYZ. It is always easy to do XYZ and hard to do this. So that oscillation, the rhythm which you brought about in your voice, it was very soothing to hear. A sing-song approach which you adopted, like usual. It was very nice to see your time. The best way, you could have supported this with n number of real life examples, but you had this story of 2000 rupees note, which is on the ground, and then you dig how many feet? And then you find what a nice and short, powerful anecdote which you had in your speech. Keep it up. The third instance which I would like to stress is the fact that there are many speakers who came to this podium who are standing here. There are many speakers who are standing there. It was rare to find speakers who were standing almost close to that. And if that is not enough, my friends, if you all notice, Vivek was almost above the fall. You always have this forward inclination. That means you are very interested in doing what you are doing. That laid back attitude was not there when you are on the stage. What more can we expect? It was nice. It was an inspirational attempt. We are different from what we were before your speech and what we are after your speech, coupled with evaluation by another legend. Thank you. It was nice. Thanks to Vinod Raj. The third speaker, Bhargav, to be evaluated by another legend. Let's call upon my friend Aditya. Aditya, because Adarsh and Upadhyaya. Aditya.
Namaste once again. So, looking upon the stars, I always looked upon these stars when I came to public speaking and SICASA Speakers Forum. One thing I always find good in Bhargav is that he follows the Kaizen technique. Every time he comes on the stage, he's improved 1%. Maybe not even 1%, many of the persons, but then every time I see him on the stage when he's speaking, every time he'll be different or imbibing something which has a point of improvement. So that's what I learned from Bhargav. And today, he is undoubtedly been top-notch, brilliance, and is rightfully set the stage on fire. Great round of applause for. I think Bhargav embraced the two things which is really close to his heart. One, public speaking. One, the rightfully which we call him as Warren Buffett of the Speakers Forum, which is finance. He talked about sustainability, markets, startups, the cash burns. And he also touched upon the topics which is really close to my heart, that is sustainability. So every company has got to be sustainability. I believe in sustainability. And I want to take some of the pages from his speeches to the audience, to the new audience or to the upcoming speakers. That is the topic. You always take a topic which is close to your heart, then you can easily connect to the audience. Undoubtedly, finance is a topic which will connect to us, but then when you take a topic which you love, you can easily make the audience connect with you and engage with you. So one takeaway from Bhargav is that take a topic which connects with the audience. And I think Bhargav was well within the time. So he was within 5 minutes, and then another trait for a good speaker is to be within the time, respect the time. And also he took a line from Vinod Raj's speech, speaking about hard work. This shows how creative can be. This shows how you are present in the moment. And that's another good trait for a speaker. And I think he was really clear in his voice and he has articulated his speech really well. And I think we are evaluating the stars. I think there is no point of improvements to find out. So he was clear with his stance. He was standing, he was unlike the other speakers. He did not move. This shows his calmness on the stage. So another trait as a speaker you would want to have. So that's all with my evaluation. A great speech, a great round of applause for Bapu.
Great speech and a great evaluation. Thank you, Adarsh. Bhargav happens to be the first person I saw when I entered institute premises today. The moment I saw him, I was reminded of Adani. Like the very same conversation till the last possible minute the meeting started. I thought he's going to do the same thing when he's there on the stage. He didn't surprise me, he didn't disappoint me. He spoke about valuation. Adani also did a great valuation. It was some sort of emotional outburst that things are not right when it comes to startups, and you had sported a right emotion, my friend, to say the least. The pace at which you spoke, the emphasis which you placed, the voice projection, the throw which was there, it is something to be appreciated. Keep it up, Bhargav. The opening remark had a small, subtle reference to rhetoric. You said it is not just about valuation, it is also about value creation, play with words. In the closing, you also had this reference to rhetorics. What is sustainable business model? What is employment creation? And then what is value creation? That something repeated twice did add beauty to the opening and closing aspect. Keep it up. Keep it up. Friends, it is now 10:10. It is in a way a landmark time. Why is it? But every watch advertisement you see, it is 10:10. And I'm being little, no apology, no apologies. The trend set by Madam President. But anybody who would like to exit, anybody who's got commitments, feel free to exit without any. The next speaker is Srivat's more dramatic presence. Let's welcome the evaluator of my friend Srivat's speech. On the stage, please, with a lot of applause.
So Srivatsa, I've always seen him to be a speech star. He always delivers the best speech, also with the emotion. So the main thing that I could relate to the way he spoke, you see that grace that he brings to his speech. He moves around here, he uses his hand action, and then he brings that grace through whatever he does. He's a dancer. I know he's been a classical dancer, Bharatanatyam. We've seen him dance. So that you see when he gives his speech, when he delivers this speech. So that's something that he always carries throughout whatever it is that he does. Grace is one factor that we need to learn from Srivatsa. Apart from that also, these emotions, you were also putting across an inner dialogue. You were like, outside I was happy, inside you were scared. With that moment that you were trying to say. So those inner dialogues that he's trying to bring in his speech, he immediately puts emphasis on his feeling, right? The emotions that he tried to feel and emphasize is the main characteristic that I really take away from your speech. And one thing, if you all observe, is that quote that he actually keeps. I know that there is one quote that even I think that's a takeaway for all of us. We need to have one quote in our life that we really relate to. Like for him, it is opportunities are like ice cream. You need to taste it, you need to eat it before it melts. If that is the case, I think that's something that all of us need to inculcate in the way we live. And apart from that, for me, it is like being happy never goes out of style. So that's something that I live by. So that's something that all of us can take away as well. So overall, it was an amazing speech. For me, like evaluating a star, I don't have any points for improvement. One takeaway is that body language, the grace that he has, and a quote that you all can live by. So.
One legend after another. Thank you, Divya, for the wonderful evaluation. Srivatsa was quite regular to this forum, SICASA Speakers Forum. Now he has moved up the ante. He is in a different league now. He is holding a very authoritative position in Bangalore State Toastmasters, and I'll not be surprised if he lost his role of president of BCTC one fine day. The consistency with which he has come to this forum, as well as Bangalore State Toastmasters, I don't know if other stars are doing it, at least I'm not aware. But Srivatsa, I'm very sure he is consistent in his life. And the fruits of labor was evident when he was there on stage. There was one concept which I was coming across during my childhood, which is not evident now. In cricket, is this win declare. Any instance in the recent past, last 5 years, 10 years, not even one instance, at least something which I can remember. If there were to be a competition where if I'm pitted against my friend Srivatsa, I'll win declare. I'll never be able to do something which was done by my friend Bharat. I'll never be able to do something which my friend Srivatsa was able to do when he was there on the stage. The dramatic presence is something which is always appreciated, my friend. Keep it up. The flow of thoughts, emotions could be amplified. Nothing more is required. Thank you, Srivatsa. We had Harinita. I remember seeing Harinita in online meetings during COVID. Very challenging topics she posed to the speakers. She did great amount of justice to the role which she had assumed. The best part or the most unique part of your attempt today is the countdown which you brought about. That is a nice way to bring about feelers during the session. Instead of just saying that, okay, I'll go there and sit till then you watch me. You said, count down, keep them busy. A nice strategy. She deserves a lot of applause. Not just for the speaker. We also had Divya who donned this role of current affairs. What a beautiful way of addressing budget to the CA students with a widest possible smile. With great amount of ease, she dealt with the most complicated topic. Nirmala Sitharaman was frowning in budget. Nirmala Sitharaman may have draped a red saree from Dharwad, but she needs to sport a smile similar to the one sported by Divya from Bangalore. The emphasis that she placed on budgets have been appreciated. She said, this is the first session of SICASA Speakers Forum after the budget. So you got to listen to me. The disclaimers that she placed when referring to Adani and the stock market advices and tips that she had is, again, displays her maturity as a speaker. Keep it up. The next role taker or the person who went on to dominate today's stage happens to be Aditya. Aditya, I repeat what I said, I was general evaluator back then, I'm still general evaluator. But you have grown leaps and bounds, my friend. Thank you. It reinforces my faith. You have never mentioned it. He has got heroic presence. He has got great amount of energy. He's also got great amount of excitement. He was very excited when he was there on the stage, always sporting a smile. Am I right in saying this? He was lively. And that energy, my friends, it was very contagious, it was very infectious. What more is required from a MC? Well, Nick, you did great amount of justice. Just that, like I'm forgetting names. Like Madam Sahana forgot names. It happened. Anyway, it is a Sunday. Anything which happens on a Sunday morning, 8 o'clock can be excused. It reminds me of KSCA theme of annual conference. It says chaos and order. The duty of MC is to bring about order when there is chaos among the audience. You have done great amount of justice to that. You reignited old memories with the introductions which you had with respect to all the speakers who made it to the stage. I enjoyed my Sunday, my friend. Keep it up.
Time of today's meeting.
What's the effective use of time?
Before I read out the report, I missed 2 points in the introduction part. Speakers who have exceeded that limit, I guess their names will not be there in the voting, and exceeded or have not reached the minimum time limit. And for current affair master also, I missed telling the timings. It is minimum 3 minutes and maximum 4 minutes. 5 minutes, sorry. 5 minutes. And to coming to the report, scheduled time was 8 a.m. Commencement at 8:15. Bhaskar, essay took totally 4 minutes 31 seconds, that is including of the flute play. President, Sahana, she took 7 minutes. Minutes reader, Vivek, 2 minutes 15 seconds. MC Aditya, overall 12 minutes 15 seconds. And the introduction of the role tag team, SICASA took, including GE and the tag team, SICASA took 1 minute 5 seconds. Grammarian 1 minute. Timer 2 minutes. Counter 38 seconds. And listener 30 seconds for the introduction of the role. And the speakers, all 4 speakers have, should I tell, have been in the timings? No, except for one speaker who has exceeded the 30 seconds grace also. It is WhatsApp, 5 minutes 50 seconds. Rest speaker you have spoken within the time. And evaluators too. Siri took 2 minutes 36 seconds, guidelines plus evaluation. Vishal, 4 minutes, guidelines plus evaluation. Others, 3 minutes, guidelines plus evaluation. Divya, she took 2 minutes 30 seconds, including guidelines and evaluation. Butterfly session was about for 20 minutes, 20 minutes. And all the speakers who came up here spoke within the time limit. Again, here is an exception for Ayush, who spoke for 3 minutes. Rest all have come in the time range. And current affairs, Divya, she took 5 minutes 15 seconds, and general evaluation session is going for now 21 minutes.
General evaluation is going on for 21 minutes. but I have 30 minutes.
Yeah.
The president, ex-president donning the role of timer has increased the significance of his role. So next time, Madam Sahana, to note, next time I would like to be called as the timer, invited as the timer for the regular meetings. The next role taker is Grammarian. Sushmita, please, on the stage.
The word of the day, endeavor, was used 7 times total in today's session. The theme, to look up to the stars, was used 6 times. The new words that all of us learned today is scarper, which means to depart, to leave a place from one another. Other word is supra. It is a word that is used in legal text to refer to something or something mentioned in above or earlier. Another word is Indic Renaissance, which means it is a collective movement to preserve, to protect, and to promote Indic culture. So now let me come to the usage of good words, metaphors, expressions. Secret of getting started is getting ahead. Look up to the stars and not your feet. When there is life, there is hope. When you hear to a song, you just hear the words, but when you listen, you understand the lyrics. Some expressions that I quoted is partners in crime Life gets harder. My cup of tea. Walk the talk. Great things take time. Striving is a part of life. If it's easy, it can be done now. If it's difficult, it'll take time. Firework of speeches. Live in the moment. Speed start. Fear is a reaction. Courage is a decision. And now coming to the inappropriate or not so correct usage of words. Expect everyone to speak. I think that could sound a little rude, or it could be would love if everyone comes on the dais and talk. Or I would request everyone to come on the dais and talk. Become the best performance. It's become the best performer. Heart is getting stronger, or my heart is getting healthier would make better sense. As you got old, it's as you got old. Maybe when, at the time when you pronounce, just always listen to yourself whether you pronounce it as has or as. But on the stage, when someone wanted to tell as you get old, it sounded as has you get old. Next, another mistake was looks up to you. It's look up to you. Full of Josh. I think Josh could be replaced by enthusiasm or phenomenal. Little bit nervous, a little nervous. I think bit was not needed. Valuation gain. I think other word or a technical word could be a great valuation, good valuation. If you want to go with make your speech more technical, you can use it as profit valuation in terms of profit as 2x, 3x that we actually use in use it as a technical language. I have really seen myself growing. Really was not required. You have a courier, check it. You have a courier, pick it up. You pick up a courier and not check the courier once you receive it. I was like, okay, this word was used, this sentence was used during a conversation. So instead of saying I was like, okay, I thought okay would have been used. Gave some activity. When you don't know what that activity is, just leave it blank and say gave an activity. So which means none of us know what activity it is. And is an oval that is used before, and is a word that's used before an oval, which are A, E, I, O, U. So activity starts with an A. So the appropriate word would be and. Thousands of scenes. The appropriate word would have been millions of thoughts in my mind. Damn happy. I think the better word could have been extremely happy or overwhelmed. Has enjoyed. It's have enjoyed. Amazing thing. Amazing thing. Again, instead of using the word thing, you could have mentioned amazing achievement or phenomenal incident or phenomenal achievement. And I miss a technical word that all of us learned today, that is cash burn rate, which means rate at which a company is using or consuming cash in its business. And that's it for the day.
I can see Raman sir's expression. He also has a lot of kind words to say. Keep it up, keep it up. Then request the accountant. Sandeep, please.
So there's a lifeguard at an Olympic. There's a lifeguard for an Olympic swimming pool, like an accountant for this. So before taking the accounting role, I thought it's the most tedious role. It proved out to be because not much work. It was easier for me to be laid back and watch all the fantastic speeches given by everyone. So going on, first one by Ms. Lakshmi Shenoy, filler words 1. filler phrases 0, filler sounds 1. Vinod Raj, filler sound 1 and nothing else. Bhargav, filler words 3, phrases 1 and sound 2. Vatsa was filler sound 1. Fantastic. So I've only taken 38 seconds on stage and another 1 minute with this. So I'll just give you a bit of tricks and tips on how to curve filler words. One is pace and pace. So how you start your speech with what pace and what spacing between each word, you carry on it throughout the entire speech. So the audience concentration and attention is not disturbed. Second one is don't use tough words. So what happens when you try to remember that, use one particular word, you use more of your mind space and forget the entire speech or the flow that you go with. Second one is breathing. Be as calm as possible. It's not an exam. So it's just a speech. You're just talking to people which you love doing. So thank you all. Thank you very much.
And this is let's sound on Josh. Josh. See what is Josh. Sandeep, because solution oriented, and no doubt your name as Sandeep. Yes, please.
Morning once again. So the rules for the listening session, I'll be posing questions. Whoever raises your hands first will be given the opportunity, and no mass answers, or else the question gets disqualified. And so here you'll be tested on two skills. One is your memory, second one is your agility to raise your hand. So the first question being, in the Sergeant at Arms speech, what was the quote secret of getting ahead?
Oh, there.
Yeah. Secret of getting ahead is getting started.
Correct. Your name.
Maybe.
So Nidhi gets the first point. Second question. What was the nickname of Stephen Hawking called by his friends? Miss Divya. Oh. And I see. Your name? We have a second competitor. The third question. What was the name of the book that Madam President quoted in a presidential address? Others? 48 laws of. No,
It's a great deal of
History of time.
Maybe my answer was origin of time. If I.
Your answer.
Okay, your name? Okay, so we have what of time? Okay, these three people get ready. In Lakshmi's speech, when do you have to take a sneaker and run? Lakshmi used the word. When do you have to take a sneaker and run? When you want to dash, take a sneaker and run. No, only these three. When you're running.
When you wake up in the morning, then take your
Out of syllabus.
When you feel like take a
The word was, if you want to start first, take a. Okay. Okay, fine. In Vinod Raj speech, it's easy to lash out, but it's hard to dash. Not only the answer is correct, but you are only okay. Just general instruction. Only these three are eligible. Maybe that. Yeah. Okay, easy question. Who is the person who ruined our speech and how? Who is the person who? Yeah. Copy it.
Apologetic. Many instances, many walks of life where I'm not successful. On an everyday basis, I try to download books on Kindle and read, try to improve life. In the very recent past, I come across this traditional advice from my mom. She said she is trying to wake up my sister to ensure that she does 108 Surya Namaskar. And my sister gave me a very nice feedback as to the way she feels after 108 Surya Namaskars on a particular day. My dad was doing puja tradition again. He was holding on to this thread which had 108 beds, beats. Something done 108 times in meditation. He is effectively meditating for maybe 5 minutes. I've been trying to meditate, I've been trying to do yoga, exercise, sporadic manner, intermittently, not regular. Maybe that is the reason why I'm not succeeding. And my wife, she is good at something, she has done it 108 times in a day. What is that? Complaining, scolding. Similarly, if we can equate that to public presence, if we can take a oath of being there on the stage, conscious effort, it is not 109, it is not 2, it is not 12, it is 108 times. I'm sure the results which my sister is experiencing, I'm sure the results which my father is experiencing, I'm also sure the results which my wife is experiencing, don't be able to experience. At least I take this oath every Saturday or Sunday. I would love to be on a forum on the stage like this. With this, I am done with my stint. I would like to call upon Aditya.
So, sir called me heroic personality. यार थोड़ा मेरा फोटो तो देखा देखा. So we have another heroic personality in the room, and he's none other than Ramlal sir. Whenever he calls me a handsome man, and I call him a youngest man. So I would like to call upon, yeah, the handsome face is over there. So I would like to call upon the mastermind of this idea to have these seniors meet. And she called me one fine day and said, Aditya, we are going to plan something like seniors meet, and what else we can do, and let's have a meeting. And that is the day, and this is the day we have successfully conducted the seniors meet, and the credit goes none other than current president of SICASA Speakers Forum and her enthusiastic team. Please give a round of applause. Don't keep much of your time, so the stage is yours, President. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Aditya. Thank you so much. Now, yes, I have to thank you all, especially all the seniors, for making your time over here. I think this meet, if without your presence, each role was taken by all the seniors. I think that makes me really overwhelming of having this meet such a grand success. Thank you so much, all the seniors. And also, all the audience out there, thank you so much for being here. And also, we had picked up its ethnic wear, and you look so colorful. It's so nice to see you people in colorful dresses. Special thanks to Ramlal sir. From the time it began, and he was just chatting with everyone, saying it's great, Vatsa, you're doing great, and Lakshmi, great speech, what a fire on the stage. So it makes us really happy. He was enjoying the show, he was enjoying the meet online, and now he's here. Thank you so much, sir. And sir, Siddesh sir, thank you so much for accepting the invitation. I think after 2 invitations you are here, and I'm so happy for this seniors meet you are here. I think 100 to 100% votes for GE was you. So everyone was like, oh, if this sir is coming, then yes, I'll be here. So thank you so much for your presence. We have a small token of gratitude for you. So I call you upon the dais.
Book. Nice book.
Now, yes, without further ado, we'll quickly move on to the voting. I request everyone to log into www.slido.com. www.slido.com. SLIDO. Go to Chrome, Google Chrome. So I think it shows up like this. So there is a space for entering the code. So please enter 3312890. 3312890. It's this. 3312890. Best prepared speaker. It's time now. Best prepared speaker. All done? Anyone yet to vote?
44 total.
I request you to quickly vote because time constraints. All done? Next, best individual evaluator. Best individual evaluator. Done? I think 4 more have to. One more. Next, best role player. Best role player. Best role player. Other 15 votes.
Now,
Now go back and enter another code. Now, yes, please go back and enter another code. Go back to the main sheet, again where you have to enter the code. The code is 3888483. 3888483. 3888483. Best butterfly speaker. Best butterfly speaker. Six more. Now quickly, all the seniors, please come on to the dais and request all the seniors who have taken up the roles and speeches and IEs, please come up on the stage. It's a request. I think Ramlal used to say people have to run, not walk also. I think We have 16 seniors out here, and without their participation and support, I request everyone's attention. So without their support, this meeting wouldn't have been a grand success. So we have one more award kind of. So that would be best ethnic wear. So you people, please vote for that with the same code I said, 3888. Code 3888. Best ethnic wear. 3888. Best ethnic wear.
No, but you guys are. Is not there,
Let them raise their hands. No.
Not like that was for this person. So you should.
One for the paparazzi. There, paparazzi. And for the photo, please.
Really overwhelming for me for your presence at 220 and 3. Thank you so much for being here. We went a grand job. Thank you. Okay, now I request these contestants come up on and give the books for the winners. Any guesses on best prepared speaker? No. Best prepared speaker, Vinodra.
ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ಯಾಮ್ರಾ ಅದು ಬರೀ ಸೈಡ್
And also there's one of the best ethnic wear. Best player. It's Aditya Bala. Best butterfly speaker. Lakshmi. And finally, the best. The ghost.
Don't make noise. They are having classes.
You've started work.
No cheers. I call upon Ramlal sir for other seniors. I call upon each certain tasks, ask Marathi to come upon the dais.
Before I give away the prizes, right, let me tell you what brought me up. Something खींच के लाया इधर. There's no equivalent to that in English actually. Right? I remember my great guru, Dale Carnegie, whom I have never met, not seen. He says, whenever you are on the stage, set yourself on fire. Set yourself on fire so much so that people will come from long distances to see you burning. If I am here, that Dale Carnegie, whatever he said, I'm a testimony to that fact. Absolutely. I saw those 3-4 speeches. Really, I saw the stage on fire. Brilliant, marvelous, keep it going.
I request the minutes reader Vivek Ram to come upon the dais.
Man with the golden vocal cords.
The listener of the day, the listener role player for the day. The butterfly master for the day, Harinita. Current affairs master, Divya Somesh.
First time, I will be.
Sign off for today's meet. Surabhi Datta.
One of the best presidents.
Romanian for the meet, Sushmita.
I am making an endeavor to give it to the.
I, Siri Shetty.
That's charming.
I, Adarsh Upadhyay.
Picture of confidence whenever he's on the stage.
Vishal has won.
Vishal.
So make sure
Cap I for
Oh, one for you. Right, anybody miss out? We'll give one to the organizer.
Yeah, Pansa, Lakshmi, and Bhargav.
Yeah, right.
You deserve it. Please.
That's it.
Yeah, please, yeah. Come over on the
No.
I did not miss their speeches. I did not. I learned something from her talk today. She talked about running. Can you see how she introduced running with something different altogether? She opened the door. Absolutely brilliant. I learned something. It is a classical example for movement. From what he was. Thank you. One for her. I ask you to stand up and give a standing Thank the committee.
Honored and Fidel. Classroom is going on in the next room. Please behave yourself. They are only to disturb you.
Committee members, please. All the committee members, please come forward.
Ayush.
The success of today's meeting goes to these. Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you all the seniors for making it. Especially
Thank you all for a wonderful Sunday.
Just one
Just for 2 minutes, Gagan, please. Settle down.
Thanks.
Thank you so much, everyone, even the online who have joined. Thank you so much for attending the meet. So now we will officially wind up the 220th meet of SICASA Speakers Forum. Thank you so much. So quickly we'll take a group picture and head to Canopy for breakfast. I request everyone to just hop in on the stage. Run, run, run.
Oi.
Hey, you can say.
Good opening. Good opening. Stop.